Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Air Legends, and today I am doing the next part of What If Naruto Went Back in Time. So now, let's get into this video. Last time we left off when Naruto, along with his present and Team 7, went to the Tazuna mission and where Haku and Zabuza were shocked to see such a legendary shinobi there and they were scared of him, so they decided to join him. And the present Naruto and Sasuke fought Haku and Zabuza and proven to be much stronger than both of them, and Naruto was quite proud of his students. Well, anyways, now they head towards the bridge where Gato and his men arrived, still doing the same things, but they got annihilated, and that's not important. And the bridge was still named after the Great Naruto Bridge, as all of them headed towards the konoha. So now let's get into this video, as all team 7 headed towards konoha and they finally reaches the border of konoha, as the shinobi on the gates welcome all of them, as Naruto had a lot of respect in the village being such a old and a legendary shinobi himself, so people respect him a lot on that. So after that, Team 7 went to the Hokage office along with future Naruto and they reported their mission, and the mission proven to be a rank mission, but Minato was not worried about at all because he knew the future about his future son, so he knew that he can handle everything. But he was little surprised when Kakashi told him that how Sasuke and Naruto took care of both Haku and Zabuza and Haku, on the request of future Naruto, were put in the ambush and they were given the ranks of the Konoha ninjas. After the meeting was dispersed, and then Minato told Naruto to stay here as the meeting was adjourned. As everyone left, but the future Naruto was there, and then he looked towards Minato and said, "So, what is it, Hokage?" As Minato chuckled a little and said, "Well, Naruto, you are training Team 7, I know that, and I know the reason why are you doing so, but there are other teams and other clans, and they are not quite happy about it. They are happy that you have taken the position of a Jonin once again, and yours seems to be the next Hokage, but they are not quite happy that his team is getting special treatment. So, what can we do about it?" As future Naruto started to think and said, "Well, I was thinking of doing this, but it is early. But anyways, okay, there is still 1 month in the Chunin exams, so I will train all the present teams of the Genins, but of course the heirs of the clans, so that they will not complain much. The rookie nines should be okay, right, Minato?" As Minato nodded and said, "Okay, Naruto, you will use your shadow clones so that you can train all of them at once, right?" As Naruto nodded and said, "Okay, I shall take your leave, Minato." As Minato smiled a little, then said, "Okay, Naruto, we shall meet." As Naruto smiled and then simply switched away. At the ground, all the teams and their senseis were present. They were not informed what is it about, but they were called here on the order of Hokage, and then they saw a fiery aura arrive there, as it was a small tornado of a fire, and then from it appears to be Naruto Uzumaki, the future Naruto, of course, as all of the Jonins were surprised to see him. Even Anko and Kuranai had a small blush on their faces, because even though they know that this person is quite old, but he still looks so young and handsome. And then Kakashi and as well as Asuma and Guy, all of them were surprised. Then Naruto appeared there and said, "Okay guys, I think that you guys don't know why you are summoned here." As all of them nodded, and then Naruto told them that since I was put on the team 7, the in charge of it, so some of the clan members want them want their heir to be trained as well. So I will train all of you. Okay? As everyone was surprised, but the rookie nines were more excited. They heard the legends about him, that how strong he actually is, even though he is old. But his power is not to be underestimated. So all of them nodded at this and became quite excited. And then Naruto made the shadow clones, as each shadow clone went with a sensei as well as the Genin squad and decided to train all of them. In the meantime, Naruto was training Sasuke as well as Naruto and Hinata on their different skills and told all of them that the Chunin exams are going to come. So you should prepare yourself, as both of them became quite happy and started to train with each other. And then Naruto told Kakashi that he should train all of them so that they can learn some jutsus from him as well. Because after all, he is their sensei, right? As Kakashi smiled a little and then said, "Okay, Naruto, if you say so." As Naruto went off to train on himself, even though a lot of time has passed, but Naruto still trains a lot on that. So, all of the teams were being trained by Naruto, and now we cut back to the Chunin exams, and these teams are far superior to their original counterparts. They are near the border of Jonins now. They have surpassed Chunins by leagues just by the 1 month training. Naruto even trained some of the Jonins, such as Guy, training on his taijutsu and pointing out some of the mistakes, as Guy was quite sincere to him and said, "Well, Naruto, your flame of youths are burning hot." As Naruto said, yeah, whatever. As he trained even Lee, Neji, Tenten, even teaches Tenten some of the offensive and defensive nature releases, and she became quite strong, as she could put her wind chakra to her weapons, making her even more powerful. As for the Hinata, she had already made her fist, which she used against the pain, trying to save Naruto. As for the other teams, they became quite strong as well. Anyways, now it was the Chunin exams, and it is going to be between the same villages. Naruto already knew that this time Sand Village did not take side of Orochimaru, and it was only Sound and Grass Village. So Naruto knew that what they are planning. But anyways, Gaara arrived, and one thing I would like to add that Gaara's seal was still the same, and he was still the crazy path. Naruto wanted to help him, but he thought that that will change a lot, and he will left this to the present Naruto that will help him. And he nodded at this. And all the interactions relatively goes the same. Now we cut back to the first part. Since the Genjutsu did not work on a single team, the Chunins became depressed at that, as this time Rock Lee did not challenge Sasuke because he was trained on the same area where Sasuke was training. So they had a little sparring match along with time. So they were good at it. Well, anyways, first part was passed by everyone. Now we cut back to the second part of the Chunin exams, that was the Forest of Death. As everyone went there and dispersed, Naruto, Hinata as well as Sasuke were running through the forest, as in the meantime, no one knows that the future Naruto was also in the forest watching for Orochimaru and threats like those. And he saw that Naruto team met with a team which was from, let's just say, from grass, as all of them destroyed quite easily. There's nothing to talk about it. As they took their scroll and went off, then Naruto sensed the chakra signature which he was searching for, and that was of Orochimaru. As Orochimaru attacked the team still. For the plot convenience, Orochimaru can took any Uchiha because Uchiha massacre never happened, but he wanted to take the body of Sasuke because his body was young, and he heard that Sasuke had already awoken his Mangekyo Sharingan, and he wanted his body right then and there. So he arrived there, still the same entrance, but this time Naruto was not swallowed by the snake, but he was quite ready for that. As Orochimaru still arrives and said, Sasuke, I want your body. As he looked towards Sasuke with the same expression, you know, pedophile. As Orochimaru dashes towards Sasuke, as Sasuke smirks because he can already follow the movements of Orochimaru. He dodges it quite easily as Naruto dodges it along with Hinata. As Orochimaru was surprised a little, then he pushed forward towards Sasuke with incredible speed as Sasuke quickly activates his 3 Tomoe Sharingan and made hand signs and said, Faster! Phoenix Lord Jutsu as a small fireball dashes towards Orochimaru as one of them hit Orochimaru, but he was able to substitute himself and then he right back trying to just bite Sasuke right there and then, but Sasuke was fast enough as he awoken activates his Mangekyo Sharingan and used Su and said Amaterasu, whatever it is, as the black flames engulf Orochimaru as he was in pure pain. But then he vomited himself out of his body and then he was now in his original body. Then he heard something of wind as he looked back to see Naruto has already prepared his wind-style Rasen Shuriken as Orochimaru's eyes widened because of the chakra that was in that attack as then Naruto threw the Rasen Shuriken towards Orochimaru as Orochimaru knew that he cannot be hit by that attack. Otherwise, he's done for. As he barely dodges the Rasen Shuriken and the aftermath of the attack proven his point even further as the area was completely destroyed as Naruto said, oh yeah, now take this as 2 of the shadow clones appear with the Rasengan on their hands slamming it in the Orochimaru's body as he was sent flying. As then Naruto said, alright Sasuke, we don't have to deal with him, so let's get to the tower as Sasuke nodded as all the team 7 headed towards the tower as Orochimaru was on the ground. He was about to follow them, then suddenly he saw someone appeared behind him as he turned back to see the horrified scene as it was Naruto. As he said, Sensei, as for some time Naruto trained the legendary Sanins as well as Naruto said, well, Orochimaru, it seems it's been some time, huh? So what are you doing here? As Orochimaru was now stuttering because he knows whoever he is, he can never deal with him. The one who is even stronger than the first Hokage. And he don't want to deal with that now as Orochimaru was about to leave but Naruto appeared and grabbed his face and slammed it to the ground as Orochimaru was now bleeding from his face and then Naruto said, alright Orochimaru, that's enough. I got a deal for you. If you want to accept it, you might achieve what you want. As Orochimaru stood up and said, and what will that be? As Naruto looked towards him and smirked and said, immortality. As Orochimaru's eyes widened, as he could not believe what he was hearing, as he said, what? How can you give me immortality? Well, come to think of it, you did not age at all, and you are still young, and your power does not decrease. Is it possible that you are an immortal? As he was thinking of taking his body, but he knows that is even out of questions. He can never take the body of this Naruto. He will die doing that. As Naruto said, yeah, well, I cannot just hand you the immortality, but I can give you an idea. As Orochimaru raised an eyebrow, as Naruto said, well, you are quite a fool. You are just changing bodies with the help of your curse mark, right? As Orochimaru said, yeah, what about it? As Naruto said, well, you are such a scientist and you have quite some knowledge. So why don't you clone yourself and then switch between those bodies? By doing so, you will be immortal, right? As Orochimaru's eyes widened, he never thought of it. As he was thinking about the possibilities and he will finally be immortal and he could learn all the jutsus. As he said, well, I never thought of that. As Naruto said, well, why don't you do that? Well, I will help you even, as Orochimaru said. What? And why is that? As Naruto said, well, so that you can join the Leaf once again, as Orochimaru said. Hmm. As Naruto said, well, think about it. You will not be followed by those Akatsuki members. At that, Orochimaru's eyes widened. As then, Naruto said, don't play with me, Orochimaru. I already know that about them. And you will not be followed by any other village and we be reinstituted as a Sanin of the Konoha. So, think about it. Rather than being a rogue ninja and have no place to stay and always organization and great nations on your ass, you can live freely and a respectful life. So what will it be, Orochimaru? As Orochimaru think it for some time, but the answer was crystal clear. So guys, I don't know why I'm stuttering. So, pardon me on that. Well, anyways, as the answer was quite clear, and Orochimaru said, okay, I accept your offer. And he, at that moment, agreed not to attack Konoha at all, and he told his forces to retrieve. As Naruto took Orochimaru to Minato. First, Minato was not quite happy about it, but then he think about the possibilities of having a legendary Sanin once again in the Konoha that will help them a lot. So he trusted the judgment of Naruto and accepted Orochimaru once again in the Konoha, and he became one of the Sanins. And just forget about the Sharingan or anything like that, and Naruto made sure of it. He put his hand on the head of Orochimaru to see his thoughts, and he was quite right. Orochimaru was changing, but for being sure, Naruto used a small jutsu on his head and completely erased such bad thoughts and malice that was left behind. So Orochimaru is good. Be happy, guys. As then, now we cut back to the Chunin exams. In this time, Naruto and Sasuke had already reached the tower, and they were surprised to see that Gaara was already there. And now we cut back to the third part, as the third part still happens, as Minato arrives and gave his speech and then told all of them that they are going to have this third part of the examination or whatever it is called. So all of you guys, I'm sure you are prepared, and then matches begin. But this time matches goes quite different, because let's just see the scenario, as the Konoha ninjas were just dominating the battle all over. As for the Rock Lee, he was able to keep up with Gaara. Not only that, he was able to land solid hits on Gaara, but Gaara still went to his partial state and caught Rock Lee off guard, as Rock Lee was about to open the next gates, but Gaara sensed the immense chakra, so he grabbed his leg and squeezed it. He was not able to broke the leg permanently, but still he was able to damage Rock Lee quite, and he was able to win the battle finally. So as for the Hinata and Neji's fight, that fight was quite intense, but it ended up on a draw. As Hinata was quite strong, but Neji was trained by Naruto in this time as well, so both of them ended up in a tie. And now the fight between Naruto as well as Kiba. Kiba became quite strong with the training of Naruto, as he had already made his man-beast transformation and the beast, the two-headed wolf transformation, which was quite OP if you consider it, but against Naruto it was nothing, as the battle was quite intense because Naruto did not use the chakra of the nine tails. But still, he was able to win the battle, as Sasuke's fight was also good, but he was able to win quickly. Now, as for the 1 month training period, as Sasuke, Naruto, went to Naruto, wanted him to train, but Naruto said, sorry guys, I will not be able to train either of you. Sasuke, you will train with Kakashi, and you, Naruto, you will train with your godfather, and who is coming to the village, so go meet him. As Naruto became happy because he already knew that who his godfather actually is, and he is Jiraiya, one of the Sanis. So he went there as Naruto gave Sasuke a little tip on a special jutsu on which Sasuke was working on, and that was none other than the Kirin jutsu, the dragon, lightning dragon. So Sasuke became happy and went with Kakashi to train his lightning affinity even further. So now we cut back to the matches. As for Naruto, he still trained with Jiraiya and got his Toad summoning and some sealing jutsus he learned from Jiraiya. Jiraiya was surprised to see that Naruto was his sensei and he did not expected him, and he said, well, I did not expected that old geezer to be alive. As then he sensed a presence behind him, and then a hand came on his shoulder and said, well, who are you calling old, you pervert? And he looked behind to see a young man who does not look one day older than 20 years old. As he was surprised and said, what, sensei? As Naruto said, yo, Jiraiya, so how's your research going? As Jiraiya gulped a little and said, well, it's good to see you again. As Naruto was thinking, how strange it is. He is older than his father and mother, and now he is the sensei of his sensei. He chuckled a little and said, well, I wanted your godson to be trained by you for some time. Well, I have taken the responsibilities of a Jonin now. So, I have a lot of work to do. So, see ya. As he cinched away. As Jirai was shocked, but he just shrugged it off because as far as he remember, he is looking at him the same. He looks the same. So, he just shrugged it off for now. He was most interested when he learned from Minato that Orochimaru has joined the village once again. He was shocked, but then Minato explained everything, that Orochimaru has finally reached immortality, and it was a deal with Naruto, and Naruto forgave the previous sins, and now he's a part of Konoha, and he will retain for his sins. Jirai was angry at this, but he was able to understand, and he saw that there was no reasoning for Orochimaru to be a rogue anymore. If he wants to help the village, then it is okay rather than destroying it. So both of them came to terms once again and became good friends. Along with time, that is of course. Now we cut back to the first match, and since Neji was disqualified, so the match was Naruto versus Shikamaru. Let's just say that for Naruto, it was some random person who was going to fight Naruto because we have one less person since it was a tie. Well, that's good. Yeah, Naruto was able to win it. That fight for Naruto was quite boring. But anyways, now we cut back to the second match of Shikamaru, and all those matches goes the same. And now we go to the interesting match, that will be Sasuke versus Gaara. And now the battle begins. The battle was completely one-sided as Sasuke was winning this battle quite easily. His speed was already quite immense, as then Gaara started to transform into Shikaku state. As then Sasuke noticed that he's changing as his chakra is merging with some different type of chakra, as he quickly realized that he was a Jinchuriki just like Naruto as he ran toward him with the Chidori in his hand, but he was knocked out because Gaara was already transformed into his half Shikaku state. Then the battle between both of them began, but still Sasuke had the upper hand. But because guys, the Sharingan and the Mangekyo Sharingan, that is just completely OP. Well, anyways, Sasuke was winning the battle. Then he saw that Gaara transformed into his full Shikaku state, as Sasuke said, damn it. As then Naruto stood up and then he made some shadow clones and then a barrier appeared, trapping both Shikaku and Sasuke in between. Then Sasuke said, "Alright, I have to finish this quickly," as he made hand signs. As then he slammed his hand to the ground and then a big snake arrived there. And this time Sasuke got the snake summoning with the help of Orochimaru, who trained him a little and teaches him the snake summoning. As Sasuke was now on the head of a snake as the battle between the one tails as the snake begins. As the battle was quite interesting for all of the people because they already considered this battle on a Jonin, no, the Kage level fight. Minato wanted to stop the fight because it was the one tails, damn it, but Naruto told him not to do so because Sasuke can handle this. Then Sasuke said, "I have finally enough," as he used a jutsu that Naruto teaches him as he started to fly a little and then he went to the head of Shikaku. Shikaku tried to stop him, but Sasuke infused his body with lightning chakra as he ran towards Gaara and punches him so hard, waking him out. And then Gaara was now on the ground unconscious because he used a lot of chakra, so he cannot fight anymore. And Sasuke was declared the winner. And now we cut back to the final match, and that will be Naruto vs Sasuke. And that will be quite interesting because there's no invasion or anything like that, and everything is settled. But in between the break, Naruto pay a visit to Gaara, who was in his bed, still quite angry that he's lost, as he could not believe that his mother Shikaku has left him to lose, has let him to lose. As Naruto appeared there and gave him a little talk on a Jutsu, telling him that how he was the Jinchuriki as well, but he had people who cared about him, as he had friends, he had a brother like Sasuke and a father figure, Naruto, as his own family, and told him all those things. As Gaara was quite sad as he told him that you just got lucky and he has no one to trust, to be friend with. And Naruto told him that don't think like that. You have your siblings and I've seen that your siblings love you a lot, Gaara. If you gave them a chance, they will sure to be friends with you. As Gaara was surprised at that, but then Naruto said, "Alright Gaara, now I shall seal away the Shikaku properly and you will be able to sleep." As Gaara was surprised at that, as Naruto made the hand signs and then put the 5-pronged seal on the seal of Gaara, the same seal that Orochimaru used on Naruto, and sealed away the Shikaku properly. As Gaara became friends with Naruto, as then it is the battle between Naruto versus Sasuke, as both of them came to the stadium. As the progress set began, as he quickly came out of the way because he knew that this battle is going to be immense. As Sasuke said, "Alright Naruto, I hope you're ready because you are going to lose." As Naruto took his stand and said, "Well, in your dreams of course." As both of them smirked and ran towards each other with blinding speed, as both of them collided with each other, spreading a small wave. It was same just like at the Valley of End, the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke. As the Taijutsu battle commences, and the battle was going almost the same. The Taijutsu, both of them seems to be quite even. As then Sasuke activated his Sharingan and he was dominating the battle now, as everyone was cheering for their names. And then Naruto said, "Well, if you want to play like that, then it's okay." As he activated his Nine Tails eyes, and then the battle became quite even once again, as both of them were going forth, back and forth, punching, kicking each other and dodging. Then Sasuke made some distance and said, "Fast style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu," and Naruto said, "Alright, water style, water wall," as both of these attacks collide with each other, making a stream of smoke as or steam, as Sasuke could see Naruto, but Naruto can sense Sasuke as both of them were fighting. As Naruto said, alright, wind style, breakthrough, as all the steam went off, and now everyone can see the battle once again as both of them unsheathed their katanas, and now it was a sword battle between both of them, as the battle was seems to be on the level of Jonin's or even above, as Naruto and Sasuke were attacking each other, and then Sasuke said, alright Naruto, I have enough, as he changed his Sharingan into the Mangekyo Sharingan, and quickly Speed Blast Naruto appeared behind him, kicking him on his face and sending him flying through the wall, as Naruto made a small crater there, and then he stood up and chuckled a little and said, okay Naruto, Sasuke, you earned it, as he made a hand sign, and then Sasuke saw that something was glowing on his body, as Naruto, the future Naruto, narrowed his eyes, and then he looked towards Minato, who was smirking, and said, well, you're not the only one who is teaching him after all, as future Naruto smirked a little, as there were gravity seals on Naruto's body, who got unsealed, as Naruto said, alright Sasuke, as he ran towards Sasuke with blinding speed. Sasuke could still follow him, but Naruto appeared in front of him with blinding speed and punched him. Sasuke tried to dodge it, but he got still hit by it, and which sent him flying through the wall, as he made another crater there, as now there were two craters opposite side of each other, as Sasuke stood up and started to smirk and said, well, you always take your revenge, right? As Naruto smirked, well, always. As both of them started to laugh, and then Sasuke said, alright Naruto, as he made half of the Susanoo that he could made, as he said, alright, now let us begin. As everyone was amazed when they saw the Susanoo. As then Naruto said, alright Sasuke, as he activated his Kasium 1 and made the Rasen Shuriken, and he attacked the Susanoo with the Rasen Shuriken. Sasuke tried to stop it, but he was too late, as the Rasen Shuriken hit the Susanoo, making a dump in it. He said, well, the defense is still on, Sasuke thought, but then he saw three other Rasen Shurikens heading towards him, as he dodged one, but the other two hit him head on, destroying his Susanoo. As Sasuke was now panting, as he used a lot of chakra. As Naruto ran towards Sasuke, as Sasuke engulfed his body with Susanoo chakra and ran towards him, as both of them were heading towards each other with blinding speed, as everyone was cheering for them, as then both of them came near to each other and then slammed their heads with each other, as both of them went to the opposite directions, as now they were on the ground, as their heads were bleeding. They tried to stand up, but both of them got knocked out, as everyone was cheering for both of them, as it was a tie between them, as everyone started to cheer for Naruto and Sasuke, as this battle was quite interesting, as most impressive. And this time it was the original 4th Kazekage, not the disguised Orochimaru, as the Chunin exams finally ended. And as for the promotions, Sasuke and Naruto both got the Chunin rank, as well as Shikamaru, and other things goes relatively the same, as Naruto was dating the present Naruto, Hinata, and they went to the Ichiroku Ramen, as they were having a date there, and Naruto was quite happy, at least in this timeline, he could be with Hinata. Well anyways, okay guys, here I will leave this part. Hope you guys like it. Please like and subscribe, and tell me in comment if you guys like to suggest something or thing like those. So peace.